Page 32, in the days of powdered wigs. It is a dance called a gavotte. It's a type of dance. You can Google it and find out what a gavotte is. Common time or 4/4 time, there's one flat, we're in the key of F major. Make sure you can do the scale for F major. I got a video on that scale. Go do the beginner portion, just one octave up and down. Take it one hand at a time, make sure we get this, so we're moving around. We still got these chromatic thing, 1 2 1 2 thing going on, and I want to connect everything at first, so it's here. Now, we only have 2 beats in the first measure. There's got to be 4, but if you look at the last measure, there's 2, and that's where the first 2 beats are. So we're coming in on beat 3 here. So it's 3 and 4 and 1. Reach up. You can, if you want, use 4th finger on the B flat or 5th, whichever. I'll leave that up to you. Use 5th finger on that one because I want a 4 on the A, on the half note. I'm going to connect this. So it's got to be 5th finger. And then reach up. And again, you can use 5 or 4 on the E flat, whichever. But on the end of the line, it's got to be 5th finger because I want 4th finger on the D. So you're probably better off using 5th finger on these notes, not 4th. Here, so I can use 4 here. And then going on, it's an E flat F. 1 2 3 4 1 2. Do that some more. Go down one line. 4th line, 2nd measure, it's an F G. Just stay where you are. It's 1 2 3 4 1 2. It's an E natural there. Last line on that page, it's 1 2. You get the idea. End of, top of page 33. You're here, 1 4, and then come up. Now 5th finger, then 2 4, then come down, and come down. Now there's different fingering styles in music. Different people use different ones, they teach different ones, different books I've found teach different styles. But the style that I use and the style that I teach is one of the principles of it, one of the ideas behind it is I don't move my hands any more than I have to. I mean, sometimes if it's showy, moving your hands around is part of the show. I'm not talking about that, I'm just talking about normal playing. Well, at the end, these last 2 measures in the right hand, they're saying here, you gotta move your hand here, you gotta move your hand again here. No, you don't have to. You stay here, and to do it 1 2, because I can get all that. The chord's actually that one, so it's here, and then I move the hand. So I only move the hand once, so that's what I'm recommending you do. Play a 1 2 on that 2nd chord there, and then come down. Left hand. Well, up here, you can't, if this doesn't work for you, you gotta do that, but otherwise, and the half notes, just 1 2 3 4, no big deal, I hope. 2nd line, 2nd measure, you're gonna come up here, it's an E flat, the same thing, either here or here, whichever. Third line, you're here, and then with thumb. That's fine, just lift up and come down. I'd prefer to connect it. I mean, we could use other fingerings. I could use 5, 3, 4. I could use 4 to do it better, but I think part of what they want you to do is to use 1 and 2. That's part of the exercise, so let's go ahead and leave that fingering. If I were playing it and I were fingering it, I would probably use a 4, 3, 2, and then a thumb on the last one. Because it's easier, but go ahead and do that. And then here, it's an octave lower. And then again, rest, rest. Then you gotta come up 1. Top of page 33, you're here, and you come back up it to do what you were doing before. And they're saying a 2, 1, 2. No, come on. Again, the fingering style I use is I don't cross my thumb anymore than I have to. We don't need to cross the thumb here. Just here, use 3rd finger on the B flat. Now you've got enough fingers. And then you come down and come down. Here you do have to move your hand because you don't have a lot of choice. You can use 2 and 5 on the last one if you want. You're not moving as far here, but I'll leave that up to you. 5 and 1 is fine. Put the hands together slowly, and again, when I put the hands together, I'm just trying to make sure the notes that go together are played together. I don't worry about hesitating here right now. I just want this to work. These to go here, and then here, and then here. That's 1/4 there. I take out the hesitations later. One thing at a time. Get the idea, put the hands together. Then once you got the hands together, then go back and take out the hesitations. It could be slow, but it's got to be a steady beat. Once you can do that, then we can add in these articulation things. Not a lot going on. We have 2-note slurs at the top, second measure. Just down, up, so there's a little silence between them. And lift up, and I connect the 8th notes to the first. Connect all that together, there. Really, these 8th notes are just leading into that quarter note. They're preparing it, so connect it. Third line down, you're here. Stop, staccato, staccato. The end, the top of page 33, starting with second measure there. Staccato. Now, you don't really have to have a really short staccato there. You can make it a little longer, but not too long. Not just a little longer. And once you have an idea of the articulation, then try the dynamics. And this goes to the right hand here. It's moderately loud, whatever you think that is. The left hand needs to be soft. Then you echo that. It's moderately soft. Back up to moderate. Then echo that. Stay down. Now here, the left hand. That is the melody. So the right hand is now out of the way. Now the right hand gets it again. So you've been moderately soft throughout all of that with the left hand doing its thing. And you go back up to moderately loud. Top of page 33, you're going to crescendo up to a loud. This is loud right in here, and that sforzando is almost like a very loud. And then a loud, or moderately loud, and then a moderately soft, or moderately loud. Somewhere in there in the moderate range. So that sforzando, that's like the climax of the piece, because you're already loud, but that makes it very loud on that one note. Make it a musical loud though, don't bang it. Keep the wrists flexible. Don't get stiff up on the wrists here. Speed-wise, it's somewhere in the middle, and it's a dance, so you got to keep the steady beat going. But it's the flow of the piece. What do you feel? That's too fast. That's fast. Or that's too slow. It's got to be somewhere in between. For me, it depends on a lot of things and who knows what. So you do what you feel on the timing. Somewhere in there, I think, maybe a little faster. That's fine. They've added a little bit of pedal, and the reason for the pedaling here is, as near as I can tell, the only reason for it is to color it. We want to add overtones on these particular notes. Not sure why, because they're ending a phrase. It's like they're coloring the end of every phrase. They're adding overtones on every phrase. You can play this whole piece fine without pedal. You don't need it, but they've added it, so let's look at it. The beginning of the second line, they've added it here. I'm going to push it down right after I play the notes, but I'm going to lift it up so there's a little silence because it's a new phrase. I want a little silence before I play the eighth notes. So to play the first couple of lines or a line and a half or something, I just don't see that the pedal does anything there. And on the third line, it covers up the staccato here. So if I were your teacher here, I'd scribble out all those pedal marks and said, don't use pedal on this. It's much nicer without it, in my opinion. It really is. And at the end, when you're coming down at the top of page 33, the very end, they want to color the last note. It is common to color the longer notes, but in this case, you're coming down and it's not that long. I just don't agree with using pedal on this piece. I'll go ahead and show it in the play with me, but if I were doing it, I would leave pedal out here. If you do want to experiment with the pedal a little bit, then on the third and fourth lines on page 32 on here, lift it up with the right hand on the staccato. So we still hear a staccato. You can keep the left hand down, just lift the pedal up so we hear the staccato. Here. And also we can add overtones and color to the loud notes. So on top of page 33, when you're crescendoing, start with second measure. Here, pedal with the hands, just down and up with the hands. So I'm adding overtones to those. And it's with it, not after. Here. Another way of coloring louder notes, you give them the overtones. But again, you don't need pedal at all. Let's play this together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do dynamics, just notes and rhythms. I'm going to pedal it like I suggested so you can see the difference, because you can read the pedal markings in the music and get that. I'm going to lift up for the staccato notes, and I'm going to pedal those loud notes at the end, the next to the last measure. I'm going to pedal those. That's all. So I'll give us 2 counts because we come in on beat 3. Ready, go.